Call of Duty's in a very rough spot right now. Can they dig out of this? Let's find out. What's on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you today. Welcome back to Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay in the background as we're back on ranked play for I think one of our third or fourth game, something like that, back on, and very excited to be back in this game. I know I say this every single time, but we gotta talk about it, right? Call of Duty is just in a very rough spot right now. And not only is the game completely ruined by cheaters, even though we're supposed to have this amazing anti-cheat, but it's been very well known that, you know, all of these hackers and cheaters and exploiters and, you know, all these people that want to cheat the game have more than one account, have more than one IP, have more than one console or computer, and they're just getting around everything. And then it also came to light that there was some of the cheating softwares or hacking softwares that apparently had an inside person that was selling the code for Call of Duty for like tens of thousands of dollars. So they sell it to one person, make 30 grand, sell it to a second person, that's another 30 grand. Now you're at 60 grand just by leaking some information. Like, that's just insane to me. Right? They should almost go down the Fortnite route and start suing them. Right? Then you gotta stop, because who wants to be sued and lose all your money that you're gaining, right? So, but other than just the hackers, right? Other than just the cheaters, other than just people that just cheat to win, Call of Duty's in a rough spot. Even without the cheaters, they're in a rough spot, right? Even, let's go back, right? Black Ops 2. You go back to maps like Raid and Standoff and Slums and these iconic maps and some of the best maps of all time. Even go on to Black Ops 3 with Fringe, and you could go through every single Call of Duty game, pick out a select few games, but no map has ever gone back to be as good as a Slums or a Raid or a Standoff or as some of those older maps. Right now we're getting these maps that are just impossible to play on. And not impossible, you can, but they're just very bad, right? You went back to Raid, you walk around that map, it's simple, right? It's very simple. You walk around the map, you're visualizing it with me. You got the ring with all the different rocks and the inner pillars there with a couple of cars. You got top laundry, you got top, I think it was what, top money or something, or top office, top house. I don't know what it was called, but the other side of top laundry, right? You had the AR positions, you had another AR either watching mid. Simple, right? You had a couple of lanes you could go through. You had your potential flank points, and just nice, easy, simple maps. Now when you're running around maps, you go through a hallway to run into 6 different doors, to 6 different windows, to 6 different hallways, to a map that is just not laid out well at all, right? There's too much. And especially given I'll say the Modern Warfare style maps, where they're pretty like tight quartered, lots of doorways, lots of doors to begin with, lots of windows, lots of open space, just not a good style map. And there was a point when the COD League started, and even kind of more so recently, that they had a choice. Do we stick with Modern Warfare or Black Ops? And they chose the wrong one, in my opinion, right? I've played every game since Black Ops 1 all the way till now. That's what, 15 years or whatever of Call of Duty. It's been a long time of me picking up a controller, hopping on a Call of Duty game every single year. And now it's like I can only play a few games. And then it's like, well, I'm not having fun playing these maps. I have skill-based matchmaking out the wazoo. You know, Ben's my only friend I really play Call of Duty with, so now I'm stuck solo queuing, and then it's like, okay, I get trash talk from my own team for going on, you know, -1 map. It's like, I can take the trash talk, like, I don't care, I do my own trash talking, like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I'm just not having fun with this, and on top of the not very good maps, on top of the performance issues of the game, we've lost a ton of the player base. And I mean a ton of the player base, right? Between every other game that's out there right now, between Marvel Rivals that just came out, between Fortnite, between every other game that's on the market right now, Call of Duty has just been declining for so long. I think there's another, what was it, Battlefield, I think, that just got announced, but also Grand Theft Auto 6 right around the corner. Like, we're in a rough spot for the Call of Duty community. And like, the only thing that's saving Call of Duty right now, or not even saving it, but keeping it on life support, is the COD League. And the COD League itself is a whole mess of issues, which could be its own video, but it's not going well either, right? I mean, we're traveling, we're having events, but it's just not the same anymore. It's not as good as it used to be. And I know some of that is nostalgia, and some of that is, oh, it was always back, better back then. But no, like, it truly was better back then. Like, the way everything is now is just completely different. And it might be slightly biased. And obviously, your favorite players are going to come and go, your organizations are going to come and go. But at the same time, some of these organizations are sticking it out, and they're trying to get everything back in order. But you truthfully have people that, especially with the new this COD League, that you have a lot of people that came into this league and tried to just throw a crap ton of money into it and expecting that to work, right? You can't just make it blow up overnight. You can't just, balance your money, throwing it all into this, into this fire, and then the fire goes out because you overloaded it, right? We didn't have a good system when we started. We had 12 teams to start, which is like, okay, but at the same time, you don't have the right teams. You don't have the good teams. Like, the fact that Optic Gaming almost didn't get a league spot is incredible to me, right? Your biggest organization in the league, one of the only reasons that Call of Duty was as big as it is, and you're just throwing them by the wayside, right? So not taking the Pro League seriously, focusing all of your resources and like throwing a ton of money into Warzone, and then to take all this money you've been earning and you pay your employees that make these terrible maps. I mean, terrible. Like, they look cool visually. You run on the maps, they look cool, but they play terribly, right? They are not based for competitive at all. They are awful, right? Gunplay, I should say, with a million attachments, with a million optics, muzzles, barrels, underbarrels, rear grips, stocks, recoil mods, or whatever the fire mods, I think is what they call it, with a million attachments for each gun, with all these guns being absolute laser beams of guns. On top of that, camo grinding is a little bit back to where it's supposed to be, but at the same time, you want a certain attachment, well, go use this other gun that you don't unlock for 30 levels to level whatever to get back to this other gun that you're using, and then you can unlock a certain red dot site. That doesn't make sense to anybody. It doesn't. Let's go back to Black Ops 2. Simple create a class. Same attachments pretty much for every gun. Slightly different, for snipers versus pistols, and pistols versus ARs, ARs versus subs. Things were slightly different, but you didn't have all of these random attachments. You didn't have all these random pros and cons. It was just simple. You wanted more ammo in your magazine? Put on extended mag. You wanted a red dot sight? There's a red dot sight. You wanted to reload faster? There was the flip mag or the fast mag, right? You wanted a laser sight to improve your hipfire accuracy? You put on a laser sight. You wanted to be able to shoot at longer ranges? You put on long barrel. You didn't want to appear on mini maps and have your gun quieter? You put on a suppressor, right? They were so simple. We had it all. We had everything we could possibly need in games like Black Ops 2. You had the pick 10 system. Great. You didn't have completely overpowered classes where now you have a normal primary gun, you have a pistol that's overpowered, you have a knife that nobody should be able to use. Then you have a guaranteed tactical, a guaranteed lethal grenade, a guaranteed field upgrade, perks out the, like crazy. You could have special abilities if you have certain type of perks. Like, it's just, what happened to the game that is so good but has gone such downhill? You look at a game like Counter-Strike, and I watched a lot of Counter-Strike when Optic had a team, and even when they didn't have a team for a little bit, but they were kind of getting back into it. I was watching during that, and the simplicity of Counter-Strike is incredible, right? It's incredible. They don't have all these stupid maps and crazy stuff. It's very simple across the board. You earn money from certain things. You can buy weapons. You can save your weapons. It's search and destroy, so it's one game mode, which I'm not saying should go to Call of Duty by any means. Love the 3 game mode, system. Kind of which controls a little bit different. Maybe go back to like capture the flag, but still, Counter-Strike, super simple. It has its mastery levels, but still, you have a lot of tactical advantages to that game. But Call of Duty, like, I'm not saying you're awful now, but you're not in a good spot. And a lot of people are switching from you to play other games that they actually enjoy, that they actually want to play, that actually enjoy getting on and playing for more than just an hour. Right? People are playing the new Marvel Rivals for hours on end. Right? You threw a ton of money into Overwatch. What happened? The Pro League collapsed. Overwatch 2 came out. Is there even an Overwatch League anymore? I'm not exactly sure because I don't pay attention to that scene at all. But what happened? Then Valor became a big thing, kind of overshadowed Counter-Strike a little bit, but still, Counter-Strike's still around. I don't know how, that scene has kind of balanced out, but, some of the console esports, Gears of War has kind of gone, faded into extinctness, if you will, right? Loved watching that, but just had no support. They kind of like ran its course, right? They were at Gears of War 5, and it kind of ran its course at that point where they could no longer, provide tournaments and the Pro League and everything. Like, it just got to that point. Halo probably headed towards that as well. And then you're going to have Call of Duty. That would honestly be the next one to fall. Like, you're in a rough spot, and if you don't make the changes necessary, you will fall into that as well. So as a lifelong, right, ever since I've been playing Call of Duty, 2009, 2010, whatever it was, 15 years of Call of Duty, right? I know I'm not the same person as I was. I know I'm not the same young kid that gets excited to play Call of Duty on Christmas morning or, the second it comes out. But at the same time, I still love Call of Duty. I love the idea of Call of Duty. I want to play the game, but at the same time, it's really hard to hop on anymore. It really is. So Call of Duty, please fix your game, make updates for the better, fire every single one of your map designers because holy cow, they're bad. And please make the changes needed. With all that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy. Hit the like button down below if you haven't yet, or if you're brand new here, make sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one.